Hi guys, my name is Dante, and welcome back to Outlandish Curiosity. We're at my balcony, and this is the reason why I only record in my studio in one corner, because pretty much everything else in my apartment looks like this. Made of old gross Soviet stuff, with cobweb and everything all over it. And it's not like I'm gross, I constantly remove the cobweb, but I live next to the river. The nature is taking over my life. Today we're gonna continue doing what we started in the previous episode, or previous 2 episodes. So we have all 4 pages filled up with our awesome abstractions, and also I have a whole bunch of references on the right side, and we're gonna go through every one of these and make much more sense with them. Right now they look good from a big distance. This was our goal in the previous episodes. But now we need to make sure everything looks like a certain thing, something specific. Like this blue spot implies some kind of blue flower, but we don't know which one exactly, so we need to look up a lot of references and make our decisions on what this abstraction means. We're going further on the next level of abstraction. Right now we have a good idea of what we're looking at on this size, even though this is just an abstraction. So the same thing we need to have on this scale. We need to look at this and have an idea that this is a specific flower, same as we have an idea on what kind of specific place this is on this level of abstraction. On this scale, we'll have the same kind of understanding on what this flower is, but we won't understand more specifically on what kind of folds each leaf has. Like, we're stepping up our level of detail, but not to the complete level. This is really important, to learn how to stop your details and go step by step with each stage. I think it requires a lot of mastery to know how to maintain a consistent level of detail all over all of your artwork. And in this case, it's gonna be 8 pages. We have 4 files, but each file is 2 pages, so it's 8 pages. So let's start in the studio. So this is what we do. This is what happened. Looked up literally one reference for the sky, added some details over there. Kinda liked it, having a bit more contrast, more sharpness, and more definition to the clouds. Brings more attention to that area, which is, I think, important because this is a romantic kind of shot. This is an opening to the new scene, so a bit more play with the contrast on the sky. So yeah, now it's time to move to the frogs, because they're obviously the biggest detail around here and also the least defined, I guess, comparing to what it needs to be like. So let's do that. Let's look up a whole bunch of references of frogs I downloaded just now, including this animation. Alright, I think this will be it for this page. the spread. There's still a bunch of stuff not really solved, but the key moments where I want to attract the attention of the viewer, I kind of solved it. How about this cake of a flower? I don't know what that is. And that's the thing, I did that before in the older pages. I just come up with all kinds of weird flowers and foliages, types of foliage, simply because this is a fantasy kind of island, or a group of islands. So yeah, this is what we have. Obviously the huge improvement is the frogs, and a huge difference is the sky. I hope it's working better than it used to be, not worse. I think it's cool. I think it's attracting the attention in the right way. And yeah, I did some, I think, cool job on the scale. I added a lot of really small spots in the distance over there, so it really feels like it's far away. Things are getting really small, and you kind of can imagine that these tiny spots right there is a huge amount of frogs, looking kind of cool. Alright, let's move on to the next page, or next pages. I think the rest of the pages are really working all together on the same theme, the same process, so I don't know, should we go all over them constantly, back and forth, or probably not? We already did that, so we have a plan, we have the palette, so now we need to concentrate on making sense out of everything. Alright, I'm almost done for today. Kind of failed to go through all the 4 spreads, but I mean, I'm not that experienced at this, at working with a lot of paintings at the same time. But yeah, like, on one hand, I kind of misjudged my plans. On the other hand, I could actually continue. It's just that I'm running out of the day, and I gotta edit stuff and such. So yeah, decided to make this tree right here a bit smaller. It was wide, like the rest of them, and it was, like, I needed to break the pattern. Let's make this one really wide, too. Yeah, that's better. And also add, like, a little thingy right here. Another branch connecting somehow to the tree. Like, repeating all kinds of mess I can see in here. This one will be like 2 tree trunks instead of 1, because that was kind of a ridiculous dumb thing before, just perfectly identical poles. So yeah, there we go. Defined quite a few of like key moments, all of these. This is looking cool. Interesting thing with the values right here, like I used the flat brush and defined several of these leaves, but chose some different values for each leaf, and sometimes made a gradient like this, sometimes make it paler, sometimes closer to blue, sometimes just brighter and more saturated, and it just looks so cool and interesting, and kind of like realistic professional kind of leaves right here. Really happy with this thing in particular. This one's a bit less interesting, but this is a different kind of plant, leaves of which all face upwards only. And yeah, this amazing stuff, like I have no idea what's going on in there, but it seems like something epic, like gigantic, beautiful dragon of a flower. So yeah, and made some meaty kind of masses, like natural scars, that are the results of the way these mullion bridges grow. Added some nice texture to the surface of these guys, looking really cool, I like it. Looking forward to detailing this stuff more. So there we go, this is our progress on this spread. like really feels so close to being finished now. Some areas like in here I haven't touched it at all, but when I will, it will take like another hour and we're good. Like the main look of this page is just, it's a product, it's ready. It's only when you're looking closer into details you see that, yeah, some stuff is really nothing. Like this is nothing, this is not a bush. It's only a bush when you look at it like this far away. But a lot of the stuff in the page is here already. And yeah, the page with the frogs. I actually had more progress on the second page even. But in here we had the frogs that needed a lot of careful detail. I love how I made this frog, the jumping one, into something decent, because this looked like it was riding some kind of, I don't know, flying motorcycle from Star Wars. This is way better. So yeah, this is it. It's been a pretty cool progress. It took like a solid 2.5 hours of work. Anyway, looking forward for the continuation of this. This is working so good. Like, this feels like a much better process than whatever we had in the previous pages with the yellow fields and the bridge and the monument, where I was working the old way and it just didn't have enough meaning to it. Something was missing, and at the same time what was missing is the actual proper abstraction, proper composition, proper feeling that I solved the picture overall before going into the details. And right now I have this fulfillment, like I feel like I'm definitely doing the right thing because it was the right thing at a much greater scale. It has this style to it, it feels like everything is full of meaning, including just my existence while I'm working on this. Really cool feeling. Tell me guys what you think, and I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here. Leave a like and subscribe, tell a friend. Keep on working, do whatever you want, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Oh boy, so I'm working on 4 pages at the same time now. Then I have another group of 4 pages here, then another group of 3 pages, then another group of 4 pages, and another group of 3 pages. And that's it, that's the end of the book. It's much nicer to think in groups. Painting from bigger to smaller, thinking about pages from bigger to smaller, object-oriented thinking. It's really good.